Hope everyone's doing well. Well, today I have a Let's Chit Chat video. I want to talk about my hair. I want to talk about hair loss due to the Rona. So today what I want to do really quickly is just talk to you about where I'm at today, how it's taken its toll on me, and how my hair has thinned out, but also what I'm going to be doing about it and where I'm at in my hair loss. So first I want to go back and talk about what kind of hair I had when I was a kid. Thick hair, extremely thick hair. And I remember my mom used to put it up in a ponytail, right? And remember those hair ties that had, they might still have them, but they had like these marble kind of things at the end, and you would turn it and then you would just wrap it around one of the balls and then it would hold it. Okay, my mom, if it was a normal one, my mom would have to put two together. Okay, if it was or she would buy the bigger ones, but that's how thick my hair was. And then as an adult, I would go get haircuts and the hairdressers would always say, oh my God, your hair's so thick, it's so thick. And then I became perimenopausal around 42, 43 years of age. I became perimenopausal. And around 48 years of age, that's when the symptoms really started to hit really hard. And I started losing my hair and it started falling out in clumps. I had never had that tremendous amount of hair loss ever, to where I shampooed my hair. And when I would run my hands in my hair, I would get these clumps. Anyways, my hair obviously I never had thick hair like I did as a child, but I still had thick hair. I did have dryness with perimenopausal, but it wasn't like fried dry. It was just drier. I did become menopausal at the age of 52 in January. So I was no longer dealing with massive amounts of hair loss. So last year, around November 19, 2020, I got the Rona. 6 days into being in the hospital, the medications were working, and I was finally able to then walk to the bathroom by myself. A bit prior to that, I was using the porta potty and the nurses would come and sit me down and put me back in the bed. But anyway, when I walked back for the first time, around the 6th day is when I noticed the bed sheets were full of hair. And I mean, tremendous amount of hair. And, I thought, okay, I haven't brushed my hair. I've been out of it for 5 days, really out of it. My hair, I've been laying on my hair and whatever. So I remember asking the nurse if I can bathe myself. And he said, you can do a sponge bath. He says, and they brought me a brush for the first time and I started brushing my hair and I realized it was so knotted. I attribute it to like a tumbleweed. Try to put a brush through a tumbleweed. That's what my hair was. It was fried, but I didn't realize how bad it was even in the hospital. It took me about 50 minutes to comb through my entire hair, and in that 50 minutes, tremendous amount of globs of hair were falling. So I started thinking to myself, maybe it's the medications that I'm on. They're really strong. And so the consequences of all that, this tremendous amount of stress my body has been under. So what I did was I asked a nurse for rubber bands so that I can braid my hair, and he only found one rubber band. So I worked with it and I put my hair in a braid. The day that I came home from the hospital was Monday night. It was around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. So I took a shower right when I got home. I noticed the texture was different. I noticed I couldn't put my hair into my scalp to shampoo my hair. I couldn't do any of those things. I noticed I couldn't the conditioner wasn't doing anything. It was like I was putting no conditioner onto my hair. I noticed I have a big, one of those big wide tooth combs in the shower that you use for conditioner. I couldn't put it in my hair. I would have to start from the bottom, slowly work my way up. And then by the time I was done, the comb, you could not see the teeth of the comb. It was bad. So I was losing more progressively my hair as time went on instead of getting better. But again, I attribute it to this medication that I was still on. At that time, I lost my mom due to the Rona. I thought it was the stress of everything, which I'm sure had something to do with it. But my hair texture was definitely changing and it was getting worse and worse and worse. So this was perimeno times 10, in boosted mode. And I didn't say anything for a long time. I was sort of taking it in on my own. I finally talked to my husband about what was going on. And my husband and I, we started doing research. We got on the internet and we started doing research and see if anybody else was writing about it or whatever. And yes, we found women and men who lose their hair due to the Rona. There was a lady who stood out to me that I read her story. It wasn't until 8 months after the Rona that her hair loss finally slowed. But by then, her hair was nothing compared to what it was. And my hair prior to the Rona was at the tip of my buttocks, at my lower back. And now you'll see pictures here. Now that's where it's at. And that's because it's just falling. There's no life to my hair. Conditioners weren't working, products weren't working. And now finally now today, the products are taking hold. For a good solid 2 weeks, it's what I noticed was I wasn't getting those pieces like this anymore come out of my hair. I wasn't seeing my pillow full of hair anymore. My husband likes to play with my hair at night. He'll run his hands. Around February, around there, he did it, and I said, don't. I go, and his hair was stuck. His hands was stuck in my hair, and when he pulled it out, he had hair all over his hand. It took me a long time for me to even grow my hair, and to not have any bangs, and like I said, it was all the way down to my buttocks area. It was easy for me to touch my hair from behind, you know, and it was thick, it was full, and yeah, this is fried. This is fried hair. Certain parts of my hair, there are patches, small, tiny patches of baldness that happened because it was coming out in chunks. I can go on and on and on and tell you the symptoms, but I think you get the picture. So where I'm at today with my hair, what I decided to do is I decided to go ahead and cut my hair. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow. On Monday, I called to make an appointment. I called my hairdresser. I let him know everything that was happening. My hairdresser says, you know, when you come in on Saturday, we'll go ahead and we'll go to the back if you want to, and we'll talk. I said, well, I appreciate that. I said, but I think I'll be okay in the front. It's okay. And I just want you to know, I told him that when you shampoo my hair, you might get a lot on your hands. He said, I have an earlier appointment. You can come in earlier during the week. And I said, no, I want to go Saturday, early in the morning Saturday, if you have anything available. He says, I sure do. And the reason why, I didn't tell him this, but I'm telling you guys that. And the reason why is because I just wanted time to think about what I wanted, what type of haircut I wanted. Again, this has taken me a long time to grow, but I wanted to figure out what style I wanted. That's what I needed to do, was figure out what style I wanted. And what exactly did I want to do? Did I want to just cut ever so slightly, or did I want to go here? Did I want to go, what I wanted to do? And I came to a resolve this morning, and I said, you know what? He's going to have carte blanche, except he's notorious. My hairdresser is notorious for cutting your hair with the razor. He's really good, and he's fast. You know, he's just, but it's all razor. At the end of the day, it looks beautiful. So I don't want him to use a razor, and I do not want him to give me bangs. I don't want to walk out here. If he has to cut me to my chin, so be it. I'm good. I can start fresh, but I don't want any bangs. So those are the two things that I do not want. Everything else, he has carte blanche. But yeah, that's what I've decided to do. I think we're taking a turn. This lady that I read about, I think I told you guys this lady took 8 months. For me, it's probably been about 5.5 months that finally I've noticed a difference. I think I've covered everything. It has been emotionally draining. It has. I know it's hair, but it's part of the whole Rona for me. It's part of the whole thing about it, you know, and I'm still dealing with it, you know, and obviously the loss of my mom is in a whole different category, and I'm still dealing with that. But I'm still dealing with it. I'm still dealing with the consequences of it. I think I'm finally taking the turn, but this is something that is the remaining of it, you know? And to say, you know what? If my hair is finally going to start growing, finally going to have moisture back in it, then I need to help it by just starting fresh and getting rid of this. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go. When you see me again, I'll be different. Okay, guys, there it is. There's my hair. Yeah. we're going to talk about it. So first, though, I want to show you a picture of how he did it when I got out of the salon. So yeah, I did a little bit different. I added like extra curls to my hair. Yeah, it was a really, really good experience, guys. We had a really, 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 really good session. It went more than just haircut. We talked about the experience with the Rona. He related to me. He did not end up in a hospital, but he probably should have went when he got the Rona. We talked about everything he went through and how grateful he is. He made his business survive. It's his salon and he was able to survive it, where a lot of the salons are now closed. And I don't know, guys, it was just more than just a haircut experience. He understood why I was there. He understood why I was cutting my hair, the length it was, and where I was, how short it is now. But he wanted not to go too short with me. He goes, I want to cut enough to where your hair is going to feel healthy again. Because if you want more done, come back. And I'm not going to charge you anything. Just come back and we'll go shorter. And I am going to go back, but I'm going to tell you why here. But he looked at my scalp. He inspected my scalp. He like put his fingers and he moved it like this. And he says, your scalp actually looks really healthy, Laura. So whatever you're doing, he says, keep doing it. The other thing too, he said that he did see about 3 bald patches, real tiny bald patches, but they're hideable. They're underneath. So they're hideable. He says, you're not going to have to worry about that. But he goes, I do see the patches. He also said that though, the growth that I do have in my hair, he says it's coming in great and healthy. He says you can see the difference. So he did cut a lot. I should have took a picture of that, but we were just so busy being emotional. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, hold on, let me take a picture. Thankfully, his wife didn't do as bad and his kids didn't do bad at all. In fact, his daughter got it and it was like she didn't have it, but she had it. You know what I mean? But he was in really bad shape. So yeah, it was a good experience. I'm going to go back. I'm just going to go get it trimmed. I think this is just a little too bulky for me right here. I don't like this right here. It's just too bulky for me. It's just, I want it more tapered down, but that's it. If he has to cut it even shorter, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. It's not a big deal. So anyways, my friends, there is my haircut. And yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And it feels good. It feels really, really good. It's like a starting over, All right, my friends, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon.